the top of our mat. Feet are spread wide. Toes are spread apart. Let's start off in mountain pose with our toes wide, feet directly beneath our hips. Hands come to heart center. Beginning our yogic breath, inhaling deeply from the belly to the ribs and the chest. Slowly letting it out from the chest to the ribs and the belly. Maybe press into the balls of your feet, press into your heels as you feel the weight of your body pressing into your mat. Breathing deeply, noticing how you feel, setting your intention for this class, reminding yourself why it is you came here today. On your next inhale, bring your hands up, look at your thumbs as we come into our Urdhva Hastasana. On our next exhale, we're going to swan dive forward, shoot our hips back, arms come down to our mat, head falls, head is heavy here. Inhale, walk your hands up your shins to monkey pose. Back is flat. Press your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, melt back down into your standing forward fold. One more time, monkey pose. Keeping your eyes on the floor. Back is straight. Hands are on your shins. Exhale, standing forward fold. We're going to place our hands on the outside of our feet as we step back for our plank pose. Keeping your fingers really wide. Shoulders directly above your hips. Engage your core. And we're going to breathe into plank for 3 breaths. Remembering to keep your hips down and your shoulders strong. On our last breath, we're going to lower our knees down and warm up our body with some nice cat-cows. Shoulders are above wrists, hips are above knees. On your inhale, we're going to come into cow, chin comes up, pelvis is out. Exhale, cat, tuck your chin, pelvis comes forward. Inhale, cat, chin comes to the sky, pelvis shoots outwards. Exhale, exhale, cat, rounding through the spine. And just begin to warm up your spine with your cat-cows, using your breath. On your next cow pose, really let your belly soften, curl your toes under, and push yourself up into downward facing dog. It's okay if your heels don't touch the mat. Just widen your stance and maybe bend your knees. Remembering to breathe deeply. Allowing the breath to flow through our spine. Keeping our fingers wide. On our next inhale, we're going to step our right foot in between our hands to come into a low lunge. Hips are square, making sure that we can still see our big toe. Our right knee never comes past our right ankle. Breathing in and out, Trying to release any tension in the hips as we loosen our legs. On our next inhale, let's come back into plank. Fingertips are wide. Shoulders come directly above our wrists. Hips are down. Engage the core for 3 breaths. And then walk yourself back up to standing forward fold. Let your head be heavy. Maybe keep your knees bent as we breathe into the spine. Exhale, reverse your swan dive, come back to Tadasana. Notice your heartbeat. Have you created any heat in this moment? Notice if you have any sweat building up in your palms. Notice how you feel. On our next exhale, we're going to bring our arms back up to the sky, looking at our thumbs before swan diving forward back into standing forward fold. Shooting our hips back, stretching out our legs. Inhale, we're going to walk our hands up our shins back to monkey pose. Exhale, release. Standing forward fold. Inhale, monkey pose. Exhale, standing forward fold. Place your hands back on the mat, fingers wide. We're going to come right back down into our plank pose. Shoulders above wrists, fingers are wide, hips are down, gaze is down. Holding here for 2 more breaths. Coming back to our tabletop. Here we're gonna place our pelvis as if we were in cow pose. Curl our toes under. Press our hands away from the mat as we push into our downward facing dog. Here we're going to gaze at our belly button as we lengthen from the spine. Maybe lift your left heel, drop your left heel, lift your right heel, then drop it down. Alternate between lifting your heels as we walk our dog in this pose, stretching through the calves. Now we're going to lift our left leg comes up. Bring it in between your hands. Loosening up our hips and our legs. Allowing ourselves to be present in this moment as we stretch. Coming into our low lunge on the left side. Hips are square. Making sure we can still see our big toe. The left knee does not come above the left ankle at all. Gonna feel this stretch in our hips and our legs, enjoying it, welcoming it, before bringing our arms back down, hands to the mat, stepping back into our plank pose. Fingers are wide, glute is engaged, and then walking back to our standing forward fold. Allow your body to rest in standing forward fold for a couple breaths. Breathing into the lower back, Breathing into the shoulders and the neck. I encourage you to let your arms fall at your sides into ragdoll pose. Maybe grabbing your elbows and swaying from left to right if that feels good. Placing our hands on our hips, we're gonna reverse our swan dive, squat, and then come back up using your legs. Now we're back in Tadasana. Breathing, noticing. Let's go ahead and step to the sides of our mat as we begin preparing to go into Warrior Two pose. So widen your feet. Feet come wider than the hips at about 3 to 4 feet. We're going to start with turning our left foot out, keeping our hips square. Our back foot is going to come in slightly at about 10 degrees. If you feel stable, go ahead and bend into your front knee, making sure you could still see your big toe, making sure the left knee is straight, keeping the hips square. Inhale, bring the arms up, look over your left hand. Exhale, relax your shoulders down away from your ears. Allowing ourselves to be strong warriors in this moment, conquering whatever it is, mental, physical, anything that we set our mind to, we can conquer. Anything that we want in this pose. Flip your palm up on your left hand. Place your back hand on your thigh. On your next in-breath, we're going to reach the front arm over our head, visualizing ourselves on top of a mountain with a bow and an arrow ready to conquer the world. Exhale, come back to Warrior Two. Bring your left hand down onto your thigh, and our opposite arm is going to come overhead as we make our way into our side angle pose. Allowing ourselves to breathe in the side of the body. Exhale, Warrior Two. Turn the palm up. Back hand comes onto your thigh. Exhale. Breathe deeply as we stretch. Come back into your Warrior Two. Left hand comes on top of your thigh. Opposite hand reaches above your head. Is it possible for you to open your heart in this moment? For you to breathe into your rib cage, thanking your lungs for allowing you to breathe in this moment, for allowing you to feel like you're in your strong warrior mentality. Coming back to Warrior Two, placing our hands on our hips, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. But not too much. We're not done yet. We're going to do the other side. So remember, feet, right now both our toes are pointed towards the front wall. Hips are square. We're going to turn our right foot out. And our back foot is going to come in slightly at 10 degrees. Making sure we can still see our big toe on our right foot. Making sure that the right knee is square, doesn't come left or right, doesn't wobble. Hands on the hips as we bend into our right knee, arms come up. We're going to look over our right hand, melt the shoulders down as we come into our Warrior Two on the right side. Exhale, turn your right palm up, bring your opposite arm onto your thigh, and reach that arm up close to your face, bring it towards you. Bring whatever it is you want to manifest in your life towards you. Come back into warrior two. Exhale, we're gonna place our right hand on our right forearm on our thigh. Opposite arm comes up overhead. Breathing into the side body. Allowing our legs to build up strength as we remain in our warrior two. Coming back to neutral arms. Turning the right palm up. Back hand comes on top of the thigh. Breathing and bringing the arm forward towards us. Engaging the core. Coming back into warrior two. Exhale, bring the right forearm down onto the right thigh and reach your opposite arm overhead. Opening up our heart, breathing into the side rib cage, relaxing, breathing, simply being here in this moment. Coming back to warrior two. Hands on the hips, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. We're gonna slowly make our way back into our tabletop pose. So just bend your knees, come down, slowly, take your time, and bring your hands down to the mat, knees come down, fingertips are wide, making sure to press into our front fingers, our pointer finger and our thumb, keeping the weight off of our wrists to protect our wrists. Widen your fingers as much as you can. Point your pinkies to the outside wall. Point your thumbs towards each other and then press down. Making sure our shoulders are above our wrist, hips are above the knees. Breathing into our tabletop pose. Our right knee is going to come towards, this is my left. My left knee is going to come towards my left wrist as I prepare for pigeon pose. And now I'm going to slowly walk my back foot out until my right leg is straight. I'm going to take a nice deep breath in, melting into my pigeon pose, allowing my hips to settle. Feeling the stretch in my left leg, my left thigh, my left glute. Noticing what that feels like. As I exhale, I'm going to come down onto my forearms. Maybe release my head. Breathing, relaxing. We're going to hold this pose for 2 more nice deep breaths. Before coming back into our tabletop pose. From here, we're going to place our right knee towards our right wrist as our left foot walks back to straighten out that left leg. Coming into pigeon pose on the other side. Allowing our hips to settle into this pose. Noticing how we feel as we loosen any tension in the legs. Allowing our body to just relax after all that hard work that we did. All those planks, all those warriors. And then coming back into our tabletop, let's go ahead and press our big toes together as we sink our hips back, knees come apart, and we're going to walk our hands away from our body so that our forehead touches our mat into child's pose. Breathing deeply here, allowing your body to rest. Maybe pressing our fingertips away from our body to feel a nice stretch in between our scapulas. Breathing into the shoulders as we surrender ourselves to our mat. Maybe take a nice deep breath in through your nose and slowly let it out through your mouth. Try that one more time. Nice deep breath in through your nose. Slowly let it out through your mouth. Exhaling all the air in your lungs. On your next in-breath, begin to walk yourself back into table pose. Here, I'm going to show you a fun way to sit back into your Sukhasana. So all we're going to do is just cross our right calf over our left calf to create sort of an X shape in our legs. Well, with our lower calves, creating an X. Then we're simply going to walk our hands back. So until we're seated back into Sukhasana. From here, we're going to release any tension that may be left over in our neck by just rolling our head from the right to the left, relaxing our shoulders, letting go of any tension that might have built up from yesterday or today, or worrying about tomorrow. Just let it all out. Release it. You don't need it. Just let loose. Shake it out. Do the other side. Moving our head from the left to the right. Relaxing. Going at our own pace. As we breathe and roll our neck out. Preparing for Shavasana. Now we're gonna place our feet together to come into our reclined bound angle pose. This is going to open up our hips and provide us deep relaxation before settling into Shavasana, our final pose. So knees are wide, and allow them to fall away from your body as you walk your shoulders back and down so that your back is flat against your mat. This is a great pose for us to practice our belly breathing. Maybe try and visualize your belly filling up with air as you inhale, letting it hit the top of your lungs, pausing before exhaling it all out, letting your belly shrink again. Inhale, fill your belly up with air. Inhale nice and big, let it reach the top of your lungs. Exhale nice and big. Try and get the breath to hit all the way to the bottom of your lungs. Continue breathing at your own pace. allowing your body to settle. Relaxing every muscle in your body. Knowing that there's nowhere we need to be, nothing that we need to do. As you inhale and exhale, relax every muscle in your body, heavy your bones. Rest in the fact that there's nowhere we need to be, nothing that we need to do in this moment except breathe. On your next in-breath, we're gonna bring our knees back together, hug them into your chest, and we're just gonna draw circles with our knees to the right, nice and big. Exhale, massaging the low back. Exhale to the left, drawing circles with the knees to the left to really loosen out the low back before spreading our feet and our legs away from our body, relaxing our hands down and away from the body as we rest in Shavasana for this moment. Breathing deeply. Knowing that we can always come back to this moment, that our mind is always capable of soothing us, that with our breath we can control our body and relax. Melting deeper, relaxing each body part. Slowly start to bring awareness back into your body. Maybe roll your neck from left to right. Slowly wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingertips. Gently roll onto your roll onto your right side with as little effort as possible. Resting on top of your shoulder. Maybe using your shoulder and your hand as a pillow for you to cradle your head as you allow your belly to soften, as you relax. Taking one more nice deep breath in, feeling the breath travel from your root chakra all the way to your crown chakra. We're gonna gently place our left hand on the mat and push ourselves up into a nice seated pose, Sukhasana. Hands come forward, Gaze is soft. Maybe your eyes are closed. Hands come to heart center. Bowing down to ourselves. Namaste. Thanking ourselves for taking the time to be present in this moment with ourselves. Noticing how we feel. Taking the time to choose ourselves and put ourselves first. I hope you all have a lovely rest of the day. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Drawing circles to the left. Welcoming our friends, our best friends into the space. Hi! I love your house. You love this thing? Oh, pants. They're so soft. Wait, don't kill my iPad.
Oh shit! I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You're good. Is that everything? Should I close this?
No, I need to go outside for one more thing.
I'm gonna pause these. I'm gonna pause these.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. I'm